What's going on, everyone, and this time I have the comparison of the iPhone X versus iPhone 4S. Kind of a ridiculous comparison, but let's begin with this right now. Usually when I make videos like this, I always want to make them in order for you to actually decide which one you should get. For example, I'm comparing the iPhone 6 versus the iPhone 7. So the purpose of those videos is to simply let you decide or help you with the decision making which one you should buy. But this is sort of like an interesting video to see how far we have come from arguably one of the most popular iPhones, the iPhone 4S, to this brand new design with the cutout of an iPhone X. And I know it may not seem like it, but these phones actually share a couple of similarities. For example, if you take a look at the backside of each phone, you're gonna notice that both of them are made out of the glass. Apple used to experiment with the design and with the finish of an iPhone. They were trying and going from the plastic all the way to the glass to aluminium, back to the plastic with the iPhone 5C, and now we are back at the glass. And it looks like this is a good thing, like this is the way to go for Apple. One difference or one thing that I don't like about the latest iPhones is that we just don't have a classic black color. We only have space gray and silver most of the time, and the black, like real black, used to be very nice, and I think that Apple should really bring that back to life and implement that color once again, because in my opinion it just looked very cool. But on the other hand, we got new colors like the rose gold, or even the gold one was super cool, so this also wasn't present or possible to get with the iPhone 4. One slight advantage, and this may be just me, but in my opinion this is very cool, is that you can simply let your iPhone and like put it flat on a table and it doesn't rock back and forth. Like, you know, nothing happens, it just lies flat because it doesn't have any cutout for the camera. The camera is flat on the backside. Whereas on the iPhone X you can see that it just rocks, and it's kind of annoying because obviously we have that, but on the other hand the camera has just so many more capabilities, and it's just something that you're not able to compare with the previous one on the iPhone 4S. This is just 10 times better. So I'd rather have the camera sticking out than have this stupid unusable one but having the iPhone laying flat. This is definitely something I have to say. When it comes to the software, well, the iPhone 4S is stuck with the iOS 9 but still has the option to be jailbroken. You can install Cydia. I made a tutorial about that, you can take a look at it. I think it's kind of interesting because it gives your iPhone so many more options and possibilities, whereas the iPhone X still supports the latest version of the OS, and for quite some time I'm sure it will be able to support the latest version of the iOS. Of course, with the arrival of iOS 13 we have so many good things to be excited about, including the dark mode, which can be installed here on the old iPhone only using a jailbreak tweak, but still. The iPhone 4 and iPhone 4S use the classic old 30-pin connector instead of the newer Lightning one, which I hope that is going to be replaced with the USB Type-C. That would be a lot better in my opinion, because it would just allow me to simply connect it to my MacBook without having some sort of special cables and accessories. On the front side we have only a 3.5-inch display on the iPhone 4 or on the iPhone 4S. This was the classic display. Apple started the iPhone with this size, and Steve Jobs, as you probably know, believed that you're supposed to be able to use it with just your one hand, so this is like the thing that Apple was paying attention to that time. But obviously it has been changed. You know, we only had 4 rows of the apps with one dock, and with the arrival of the iPhone 5 we got one more. With the iPhone 6 we got a 6th one, and there were of course the jokes with the iPhone 11 having 11 rows of the apps, which obviously did not happen and is not going to happen. Love it or hate it, the iPhone 4S still has the 3.5mm headphone jack, which can of course be replaced with the Lightning connector, so you can use wired headphones using only that connector, or also use the AirPods, which sadly are not able to be connected with the older iPhones like with the iPhone 4S. You can see it only comes up on this one and not on the iPhone 4S, because the older models simply don't have the capabilities to run or play music through that. Like every iPhone, there is no need to worry about the accessories, because with the arrival of the iPhone 4, the manufacturer started to create some new accessories that also worked for the iPhone 4S. So nowadays there is still plenty of the cases and some other things that you can choose from, and also doesn't matter which iPhone you will get, you will still have so many options to pick from and so many cases, accessories, some gadgets you can stick to the headphone jack or whatever else. Doesn't matter if it's on Craigslist or eBay or Amazon or whatever that is, you will have many options. There's one thing that none of these devices on the table have, and that is a fingerprint scanner, and the reason why the iPhone 4S doesn't have it is because this one was the last or one of the last devices before the sensational fingerprint reader on the iPhone 5S, and this one on the iPhone 10 we obviously know that it has been replaced by the Face ID, the face unlocking feature, so on this model you can only use the passcode as a protection. So it is cool, but there are other things that are better than this. So you're not able to use an Apple Pay with this just because you don't have the security factors, or you don't even have the NFC, I believe, so there is no way you would use that on an iPhone 4S. Surprisingly, some of the apps are still able to be opened up pretty quickly, to be honest, like the camera that didn't even took that long. Of course, with the arrival of the iOS 13, we wait for the improvement in the app opening times, so we should have a lot better performance. But right now it is pretty comparable, with the difference that we don't have enough RAM here. So if I would start opening up the apps, it would take long, obviously longer than on this device, and it wouldn't remember the older apps. So there is no way you would be able, or you would be satisfied with the performance of this device. I even made a video like this. I believe that it was only for my Instagram page, but I downloaded a tweak which completely removed the animation or just made them really fast on the iPhone 4S, and I compared the opening times of individual apps, and at some points it was even faster. So if Apple gave us the option to completely remove or just at least make the animations faster, then the overall using of the iPhone would be a little less smoother, but it would be just so much faster. So this device, the iPhone 4 or 4S, was released a long time ago, but still shares some similarities with the latest iPhones. For example, if you have like iPhone 8 or something, you still use the double pressing the home button gesture to get to the open apps, to the multitasking panel. So there is that. You still have everything just like it used to be. You swipe down on the apps, you get to this spotlight search, even though it has just so many more functions right now, but it still had the same principle. So I guess that it's just really cool. Of course, we're talking about software and we're talking about the iOS 9, but overall the iPhones haven't really changed that much and still have some things in common, whether it is the latest or almost the latest one with one of the oldest iPhones out there. So should you even think about buying the iPhone 4S? If this is the question, I have to tell you that no, it doesn't make any sense to get this one. You're not gonna get access to the latest apps, the performance is gonna suck, but on the other hand, it's pretty cheap, to be honest, right now. And if you just want to have it like a fun toy to show around, to do some crazy stuff with, so install some tweaks and jailbreak and do some cool stuff, then go ahead and buy it. I mean, if you have some money left for this kind of device, for this kind of fun, then go ahead and do it. But for like a real life usage in 2019, this is definitely not going to be enough. And I know that you expected that, but I just wanted to put it together on one table, one next to the other, and show you the cool differences and some similarities that these devices share. So I guess that this is the end of this video. I want to say thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you found this video helpful, or at least just a little bit entertaining. And if you did, consider smashing the subscribe button as well as the like button so you never miss anything important in the future. Have a nice day and see you guys in the next videos. Peace out.